Ooh, guys, Mon-Thur coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends live stream. And today we are going to be building my first mythical from a primal shard, the Calamitus. The Calamitus. We've got an attack-based mythical undead horde champion, and he is a nuker. And he can do some serious damage to some waves and to some bosses. And technically, he can do some damage in arena, but I don't think that is where he is best suited. So that's not what we're building him for. He's certainly not in the meta. He could probably work for me in arena, but I don't think that's where he really belongs. I think I have better options in arena. Unfortunately, I really wanted to be pulling arena-based mythical champions, but that's okay. He still might really help out my account just in different areas. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to read over his kit, and then we're going to try to build this sucker. I do already have all of my masteries farmed for this guy. I just haven't chosen them yet. I do have a 1-star blessing for him. Unfortunately, just the 1 star. He'd be a whole lot better with more stars, but it is what it is. And then we'll figure out a good relic for him as well. So let's start off by reading his kit and seeing how he really works. I did watch a few videos on the guy. I kind of know where he's useful. I kind of know where to build him. But I do have a tendency of not reading kits fully. So this time, I'm going to try that. On his first form, his A1 attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has an extra 20% chance of inflicting a critical hit. And that's important to remember. We don't need a 100% crit rate on him. We need 80. So he's a lot easier to build, which is very important for getting his damage numbers up. So I'm going to have to remember that. Each hit restores this champion's destroyed max HP equal to the damage inflicted. Each hit also heals this champion by 30% of the damage inflicted. So it's going to be pretty easy to keep him alive, particularly like Hydra. He's supposed to be really good in Hydra. I really hope that he is good in Chimera. We'll see about that. See if I can get him to work in Chimera. We will be probably testing him in Chimera as soon as he is built. And then he grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. I did see this used in Arena, and it is pretty crazy. It can really help you in certain situations. Let's see. His A2. His A2 would be really helpful if I didn't already have Lydia in the Chimera team. Very similar debuffs that Lydia puts up. Attacks one enemy 4 times. Each hit has an extra 20% chance of inflicting a critical hit. The first hit will ignore 10% of the target's defense. Each subsequent hit will ignore an additional 5% of the target's defense. The first hit places a block buff, steep buff for 2 turns. The second hit, okay, so all those debuffs one at a time for whatever reason. And his A3 attacks all enemies. This attack is always critical and will ignore 20% of each enemy's defense. If this attack kills an enemy, places an unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn. If this attack kills 2 or more enemies, places an unkillable buff on this champion for 2 turns instead. And all of his damage is based on attack. Passive. At the start of this champion's turn, places a shield buff equal to 50% of this champion's max HP on them for 1 turn. Interesting. Kind of wonder if that would be make him a really good Scarab King champion. Not that that's what we really want him for, but you can always throw him in there. Also places a 50% increase attack buff on this champion for 1 turn. And then let's look at the second form. Zay1 attacks 1 enemy. 20% chance of inflicting a critical hit. After attacking, transfers all debuffs from this champion to the target. If the target is under a hex debuff before the attack, transfers all debuffs from this champion to the target before attacking instead. His A2 attacks all enemies, has an extra 20% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Before attacking, removes all debuffs from this champion. We'll ignore 20% of each enemy's defense. We'll ignore 35% of each target's defense instead if they're under a hex debuff. Damage increases by 10% for each debuff on each target. Okay, and then his A3 is where we get the hex that works so well on the A1 and A2. Attacks all enemies, has an extra 20% chance of inflicting a critical hit before attacking, places a hex debuff, and a decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. We'll ignore life barrier, poison cloud, and ally protection buffs. So he really is a Hydra champion, but I think he might help out in Chimera. That's what we're going to test. And I know that he does crazy things in waves all over the game. His passive on the second form is whenever this champion attacks an enemy under a hex debuff, heals this champion by 30% of the damage inflicted. Also increases this champion's attack by 20% for each enemy under a hex debuff. So getting that hex debuff out there is really important. His accuracy is really important, which factors into how we are going to build him. It factors into the masteries that we are choosing. It factors into the relic that we're choosing and the gear that we're choosing. So I'm actually going to start off with the relic because I want to be basing my final stats on what we already have. I want to put up the relic, I want to put on the blessing, I want to put on the masteries, and then I'll get to the gear so that I'm not guessing when I get to the gear. So starting off with relic, I don't think I really have a legendary relic that I want to use on him. Most of my legendary relics are wands. I do have one Cat's Gaze, but I use that on my Marius, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Hopefully we get more opportunities for more Cat's Gazes, because that's a crazy relic. But what we're probably going to do is, if I can find it, there's an epic relic that a lot of damage dealers can use. If I can find it, I might be using them all, which would be a problem. I'd have to steal one from somebody. All right, how about equipped? Let's see. I could be looking at the wrong stat. I think I am. I know it has accuracy. Let's see here. Let's take off equipped. There we go. The Arethi Coronet gives you extra attack, extra accuracy. Let me see if I can steal any from anybody. So that's a Chimera relic. Who do I want to steal it from? I don't really want to steal it from anybody, so I'm just going to have to build one, unfortunately. Okay, so we're going to equip that. We are going to have to build that up. Upgrade that real quick. Hopefully I've got... Okay, good. I've got some of these bad boys. All right, pretty easy to get to level 9. I'll worry about getting it to level 12 another time. And then I'm going to have to figure out what gemstones we want. We do have one legendary gemstone where it has an 8% chance to reset a skill's cooldown if it kills an enemy. That would be that'd be useful in a lot of areas of the game, not Chimera, obviously. If no enemy has taken a turn yet, no, we don't want that. Crit damage increases by 3% for each debuff they are under. Kind of interesting. We'll ignore 3% of the target's defense if the target is under 2 or more debuffs. That's not bad for a rare. I kind of like the idea of the skills cooldown. Not so much for Chimera, but for a lot of the other things that I want to use him for. So I'm going to throw that on. And let's see, it's not going to be the bombs. 10% more damage in dungeon battles. That's pretty good. It's not going to help us out with Chimera. Boss deals less damage. We don't care about that so much, I don't think. Yeah. All right, that's not so good. You know what? I'll just take that. Neither of the gemstones are going to help out with Chimera, but it'll help out with other things. So, not the end of the world. The most important thing was getting the extra attack and accuracy from the coronet. And now the blessing. Oh, the blessing. Now, if I had 6 stars, this would be real easy. We just straight up go crushing rend. But I don't have 6 stars. I have 1 star, which doesn't leave a lot of options. Nature's Wrath wouldn't be so bad. That's not terrible. An extra up to 6% of extra damage wouldn't be terrible. Because we will be probably focused a lot on the second form. And let's see, we would be throwing... No, second form. Focus here. We would be putting on the Hex and the decreased defense. Yo, Timothy! I saw you in Erroneous's chat. I was in his channel for a few minutes. I did spot you there. He's doing his little hipmunk voice. We are building the Calamitus. You guys saw, I finally pulled a mythical champion. Not in the arena meta, but he can be useful in a lot of places, I think. I don't think Nature's Wrath, well, it wouldn't be bad. Maybe Nature's Wrath, maybe Heaven Cast. An extra 0.5% damage for each buff that he's on. I don't know how many buffs we'd really be on in the team. So I don't know about that, actually. I know that we get a good number of buffs, but I feel like we are putting the enemy under a couple of debuffs. That's kind of close. Or we could just do like Phantom Touch, Cruelty. I probably already have Cruelty on the team. I should double check that. Let me make sure that I have a Cruelty on my Chimera team. Let's see. What do I have on my Lydia? Lydia has Cruelty. Okay, so I don't have to worry about Cruelty. Good. Now, Hell Hades website recommends Heaven Cast. Unfortunately, I only have the 1 star, so I'm not getting the bonus attack yet. I would get the 0.5% damage for each buff. How many buffs are we under? We're under a good number of buffs. We get a increase speed. No, we get a lot of buffs, actually. We'll just go with that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's probably fine. Having cast is probably fine. Not a big difference. So we'll just roll with that for now. And then let's check out the masteries. I know this much. I know I don't want the crit rate. I know I want the crit damage. What else do we want? Well, I want the accuracy. For sure. Definitely want the accuracy on my champion. We're going to need a lot of accuracy here. I know that. Let's see. I think we're going to go increases damage inflicted by 5%. Okay, that'll be good. All right. Do I care about this? Arena and Siege. This will probably be good for waves. Stacks across each round, okay. Oh. And then we'll go Helm Smasher. And what can we get over here? Let's see, extra accuracy there. Turn meter. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. That's not terrible. I wish that we could get Helm Smasher and Eagle Eye, but we got to choose one. We're going to go for the damage, and hopefully we can get some extra accuracy elsewhere. So, starting out, we're mostly worried about the alternate form. And starting out, we've got 126 accuracy, 110 resistance, 20% crit rate, 98 crit damage, 105 speed, 2400 attack, and we need to get all those numbers way up. Way up. Now, how do we do that? Well, my plan is to try to get 6 pieces of Merciless on him, and then we'll see what kind of... I know that my Merciless accessories are kind of garbage here. Maybe I've got some good feral stuff. Yeah, we're definitely focusing on PvE with the Calamitus. Technically, a lot of people could use him in Arena. I don't think that's best for my account. I think I'm a little too deep into it for that. I think I've just got better options. I would rather have him dominate in PvE areas. So we're looking for attack, we're looking for crit damage, we're looking for accuracy, and we're looking for probably 6 pieces of Merciless and 3 pieces of Feral, perhaps. Let's start off with the ring. Get an attack ring. And we don't have either of those. That's rough. So let's see if we can get attack percentage. So we got a 5-star Merciless. That's pretty weak. Or an HP ring. Either way, it's HP. Now I could try to Chaos Ore this. Let's see how this hits. Okay, we definitely want... Ooh, that could be good for something. Let's go for it. He's our best undead horde already, like automatically. My undead hordes are garbage. Let's just try this. Maybe we get insanely lucky. Attack with attack and flat defense. We don't care. It's already better. I'll take it. My silver is not amazing right now. Oh, we hit attack. Let's enchant it. We'll throw one of these bad boys on. 9%. Nice. Almost max that out. All right. So we should probably do fitting room. Okay, where did that go? So we want attack rings. Where'd it go? Okay. I'm going to try that bad boy on. So that alone gives us really 500 attack. Did I read that right? 560 attack just from that ring. Not terrible. Let's see. So if we get 3 pieces of feral, we'd get 80 accuracy and 5% speed from it. Oh, I screwed that up. What's my opinion on Yumiko? She's insane. Congratulations. I wish I had one. I wish I had 2. She's crazy in Arena. She's crazy in Hydra. That's an amazing pull. Like, one of the best void champions in the game still. You should be very, very happy. Congratulations. I would take it in a heartbeat. I'm just going to equip that. We got gear removal things anyway, if we need it. Let's see. Crit damage. Yeah. Everybody should want Yumiko on an account. Like, there's not a person who's like, not Yumiko. If they are, they need to rethink their life. All right, please. We did not hit crit damage. What about Merciless? That's also not crit damage. So obviously I'm going to have to get some dust, but this is still probably the one I want. Is tomorrow Sand Devil or Gear Ascension tournament? I did hit double accuracy. That's nice. Gear enhancement. Okay. No. That's not what I was thinking. A 24-day-old account with nice? Listen, you can retire. You've already beaten the game. You got nice and Yumiko? That's crazy. You've been playing the game for 3.5 weeks and you got the best, possibly like a top 2 arena nuker. Like, is anybody better besides Nell? That's insane, dude. That's you're blowing my mind. Let's see. Anything good here? I do buy gear. Some crazy things sometimes. Okay, back to my champion. Yumiko's crazy. You should be so happy. Nice is insane. Top 3. Who's better besides Nell? Oh, you spent money. That changes everything. Don't retire if you just spent $600. I take it all back. I have spent a little bit of money in the game, but I really have a free to play mindset. So I haven't spent in forever. Okay, Marius. All right. Checking my Discord, see what craziness our favorite Kraken. All right. You guys have me distracted. I'm trying to build the Calamitus. I don't have Nice. I don't have Nell. I don't have the Siegfried that I wanted. Okay. I'd prefer attack, but I might have to settle for accuracy here. Well, I do have a 5-star Merciless piece. I don't have Feral Banner. Do I even have any Feral Banners? I've got 1 HP. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I think I'm going to have to go with the Merciless. Let me do something crazy here and try to ore this. Ooh, we got a triple roll. One time, we want attack or possibly accuracy with triple speed. Come on. Ooh. Triple attack on a defense? What does that do? Let's see, that'd be 600 attack versus 400 attack. But there's no speed. The lack of speed is concerning. What about these 5-star pieces? I can rework those. How about this? Triple. Woo! Okay. It's only 5-star, but it's triple speed roll. I'm going to have to take that, I think. This is a really good Prism week, in my opinion. Quad speed? I wasn't even looking. All right. We got to take that now. It's only a 5-star, but it's an extra 25 speed. I can't pass that up. So that means for our artifacts, I need 1 feral piece, preferably, and 5 merciless. You guys are bringing the Kraken luck to my stream. And as far as merciless gear is concerned, I don't have the most insane merciless gear, but I can pretty much take off just about everything other than what I just put on Titus, but I wouldn't take that anyway because he's a defensive nuker. So he's built different. He is built different. All right. But we can steal from, I don't care if I'm stealing from my Trunda. I don't care if I'm stealing from, Baron or Monkey King or whoever's currently has my good merciless gear. Pretty pumped about that quad roll, though. Wish it was on a 6-star piece, but beggars can't be choosers unless they're Krakens. I guess Krakens aren't beggars. All right, let's see. We got feral pieces. Now we only need 80% crit rate, so that's nice. That did not hit. Okay, we're probably going to go merciless here. All right, so who do we want to steal from? Let's see, not from Titus. Probably steal from Monkey King. I mean, that one's pretty good, even though it's got an attack percent roll. It's got double speed and double accuracy. That's really good for Titus. Unfortunately, it does have the attack rolls. This is pretty good. I would love to switch that to crit damage, but would it hit? You always pay for your luck. Yeah. It's always nice watching a whale spend thousands of dollars and then make a video saying, I got so lucky. Like, did you? Was that luck? I kind of like this, and I can always switch this over to crit damage when I get dust someday. I need to rebuild Caldor anyway. Let's see. Hang on, let me use one of these. Don't talk to me about luck. I've gotten 8 Void Legendaries in 4 years. And like 2 of them matter. Like in today's game. And it took me 2 years to get my first mythical from a primal. We guarantee, like I didn't add it up, but that was definitely a mercy pull. If it wasn't, it was really stinking close. All right, let's not that one. Still this one. It's got the accuracy which I need. Do you spend money on your alt, or is that one free to play? Or is it like a whale instead of a kraken? All right, we need attack percentage. Be nice if we got speed and crit rate on something. Let's see, merciless. That's 5-star. That's garbage. All right. We can't have everything we want. Okay. That's crit rate, but not anything else, really. Apparently we're stealing from Caldor today. That's not bad. We're going to have to get some crit rate eventually. Or we can steal from Monkey. I don't use Monkey that much. That's not bad, but there's no speed. No speed. No speed. Not much speed. It's a bit rough. I think I'm going to take from Monkey because he has a decent amount of crit rate. Plus crit damage, plus accuracy. I think we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to rebuild Monkey, apparently. I don't care. Okay, now I think I'm going to have to go speed boots. I want him going a decent amount. Hopefully with some crit rate this time. I mean, we're only on 33% crit rate. We only need 80. So I don't have to have crit rate, but it would be nice. All right. What do you got for me this time? That's not that bad. That's not that bad. You got the White King, which is one of my top 2 voids. You got Cardiel. You got that new Shadowkin who I thought was decent. I don't know. It's not the best. I mean, that's about what I have on my account. Let's see here. Oh. Attack percent with speed with double crit rate. It's rare, but it's not bad. Let's see. I'm using up a lot of silver tonight. All right, it's not the best, but it's not bad. And then we can do that. There's an extra 20% attack. So what are we at? Alternate form. We've already got 51% crit rate. We only need 80. That won't be hard to get up top. 242 crit damage already. Not bad. 5100 attack. Not bad. Accuracy 263 is a little bit low, but once we get one piece of feral, we might as well do this. At least get the attack numbers, even if we're not getting the crit damage numbers. And what's up here? Well, maybe we can hit attack. No. And what about up here? Maybe accuracy. We'll take the attack. That's fine. An extra 68 attacks. Not insane, but it's fine. And we haven't even glyphed very much. Let's see, we can add some speed here. Just do 5-star for now. Not bad. Let's just use it. 48. Take what we can get. All right. Okay, top pieces. We want, well, forget the shield. We want attack percent, crit rate, crit damage, speed. See if that's a possibility. We got a 5-star. Kind of weak. Actually, let's focus on speed, crit rate, crit damage. And then we can take attack or accuracy. We got feral. What's this? What's this? Okay. Ooh. A little bit of speed. 20% crit rate. Some crit damage and some accuracy. That's not bad. What else we got? Crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, speed. I guess we'll have to see what stats we get on other pieces. We'll start here. We can switch it up with some different pieces if we get enough crit rate somewhere else. Start with that. Got some really good feral weapons, though, apparently. Move over to the helmet. Obviously not getting everything. Let's see. His crit rate is currently at 71. So maybe we skip the crit rate on the helmet and get it from the shield. Okay, we got speed, crit damage, triple speed crit damage, speed crit damage accuracy. Kind of thinking I like this triple speed. We'll think about that. All right, and then the shield definitely needs crit rate. We need 9 crit rate. What else can we get? This is really good. 10% crit rate, accuracy, double speed. It's only 5 stars. All of these are 5 stars. Not enough crit rate. Perfect crit rate. Crit damage, speed. Let's add more speed, accuracy. I think we just got to take all the accuracy and speed we get. Crit damage is really bad, though. That's tough. What do we want the most? Guess we'll just roll with that. All right. Let's see if we can get some extra attack anywhere. Not there. And not there. Okay, that's a bummer. Okay. We'll probably get some extra speed. I don't want to bother with that right now, but maybe in the future. So where does that leave us? Not insane gear. 6,000 attack, 263 speed, 265 crit damage, 373 accuracy. These are not insane numbers. Obviously, I need to get an extra 12% crit damage here. I can glyph the accuracy a little bit. I definitely need to use some dust to get crit damage here. I need better merciless gear, obviously. But we got our 81% crit rate. We'll see how it does, I guess. Obviously, I can get a little more stats by getting this to plus 12. And I need more stars here. Unfortunately, can't buy them from the shop. Just have to get lucky. I don't think tomorrow I'll be pulling my soul stones, but I could change my mind. Think about that. Probably not the time to do it, but maybe. All right. So I don't know if he's ready for Chimera, but I can try. I did save my keys for this. My plan is to just take out Newt. I haven't figured out a Titus team yet. That's still a possibility as well. But my plan is just to take out Newt. And see if he just works on this team. If not, then I'll have to think harder, I guess. Let's see. So put him in. And right away, we just want to... We want to focus on the second form. So we're never using this stuff. And then we don't want him metamorphing back. Then we should be good to go. I have no idea if this is going to work, but we're going to try. Sit back and enjoy it, because I do not manual Chimera. I step in if I have to. Well, let's see what kind of damage he does. I don't think we're missing anything from Newt. I don't know if he's doing crazy damage. Maybe if I make it go slower, I can see how he's actually hitting. See, 170k is not... That's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. And I certainly don't know if he's hitting his debuffs at all. Is probably a bigger problem. I mean, he kind of needs to hit the hex to get his damage numbers up, right? Okay. We've got 9 debuffs already. That could be a problem. But he only needs to hit the hex. Oh, he hits it. Okay. All right. That's something. We got enough accuracy for this level. I just don't know if he's hitting hard enough. 312? Thank you. Just got ice cream? I don't know if he's hitting hard enough. Like, does it take time to develop? I mean, 100K on the A1, so what? Does he do better versus other forms? Like, I'm not incredibly impressed. Just because he only has a 1-star blessing? That's pretty rough. Obviously, if he even had a 2-star blessing, he'd get more attack. Oh, jeez. What is going on? Why did he go after my reviver like that? Did I screw something else up on this team? Did I screw up somebody's crit damage numbers or something? Let's see. He has 136. He's got 92. What about Lydia? No, she's only got 81. What did I do wrong there? Why did my nuker just get demolished? Is it because we don't have... No, we still have decreased attack. What does Newt do that we're really losing? I think we still have decreased attack and weaken on the team. Got a weaken there. And decrease attack there. I don't know what happened there. We got rocked. And I was not pleased with our numbers. I mean, I feel like we should get something for 6,000 attack. Crit damage was not insane. Maybe we really got to up those crit damage numbers somehow. Maybe if we sacrifice a little speed and up our crit damage. Maybe. Let's see. So our crit damage was pretty bad. Could do that. That's pretty good. Still not getting the crit damage we want, though. Be a lot slower. Guess we can try it. Um, ooh. I don't know. I got a little bit of crit damage from all that. Obviously, we can get more from. We could get another 12% here, and we could get another 20% here. If we had the dust, we'd be better off. I don't know. I don't know if I have the merciless gear to make this really work. I might have to switch it up to lethal or savage or something. Oh, we'll try this one more time. Was hitting his debuffs, which is good. He just wasn't hitting for enough. Did not love the damage numbers. And I don't know why we wiped. Why did it go after my Python there? Okay, let's hit the hex. I feel like he prioritized his A2 for some reason, even though he needs the A3 to hit first. So maybe not the smartest AI. Okay, we hit for 85K on the A1 is not great. Okay, we still have the hex up. What's the A2 going to hit for? 265? I mean, you can't compare that to Newt. I don't know about this. I think I'm going to have to test him out in some different areas to see if it's a stats issue, if he's just not gelling with his team, or maybe it just takes time to stack his damage numbers. Or if just my merciless gear sucks. Okay, let's bring her back. See if the ram decides to kill my Python again for some reason. Yeah, we got the lion farm coming up. We didn't die this time. That's an improvement. See if we can get our damage numbers up. Get that hex up. We need a cleanse, though. Here we go. All right. What's his A2 going to hit for? 317,000? I don't know. I don't know if this is a gear issue or if he's just not going to do enough in Chimera. I really don't like the crit damage numbers I've got on him. I can tell you that much. I might have to just see if I can put like Trenda's gear on him or something. But this isn't cutting it. Okay. The first form is the one that does damage on Chimera? Really? Let's transform and find out. All right, this is the A3. 182K. A2. Not a ton. Unless it's the A1 that hits super hard. All right, A1. That's even worse. All right, I don't like that at all. Let's try Trunda's gear on him. Maybe that was just not enough stats. Try to get Merciless on him, but maybe my Merciless gear just isn't there. Thought maybe it would be, but I'm going to save this just in case I want to go back to it. Merciless. All right, let's just take all this junk off. I'm probably going to leave that on. And then let's bring out Trunda. Let's bring out like Thor. And Dolan. Let's see who I have built the best out of those. Probably Trunda, but maybe Thor. See, Trunda I have in lethal and cruel. And I've got her at 8400k attack, 300 crit damage, but kind of slow. But I'd have a better banner. It's her banner. Not much, not a huge difference. Kind of slow, but it would hit harder. And then Dolan, 7300 attack, 330 crit damage with some accuracy. Did Trunda have accuracy? And Thor. Of course, I've got better blessings on everybody. Thor, 254 speed, 365 crit damage, 6500 attack. So what do we want more? Probably the crit damage. Let's see. 220 speed, 330 crit damage, 308 accuracy, 7300 attack. Let's try Tholin's, just because it does have some accuracy. Obviously, the accessories will be different. Let's see. Preset. I gotta save it first. Let's see. Dolan? Damage. Global preset. And then we'll go and put it on Calamitus and see what happens. See, try on. And then maybe we can just find a good crit damage piece. If I hit extra crit damage on anything with accuracy, maybe. Oh, that's not bad. Can we hit it? No. I mean, we might have to take that. Unless this hits. No. See if I can get crit damage to hit on anything good. I got no dust. I guess we'll just take that. And apparently I need to do some Shogun. Wait, can I mix anything? Hardly. Need to run some Shogun. And then we might keep that attack. See, that's 560, plus we get the accuracy. Okay. I don't know if this is going to be enough accuracy now. Okay, good to know. Thank you. First form does the damage. All right. I definitely need to watch that video. Hmm. So let's see. That would get us on the first form 6,000 attack, 280 crit damage, 306 accuracy. Is that better? The crit damage is better. A little. I mean, he just only has the 1-star blessing, so I don't know what else I can do. Oh, these gauntlets. You know what? I can change the gauntlets because I don't need that much crit rate. Yeah. Okay, that's actually good. That'll help out a lot. So we want lethal, crit damage. Let's see. I guess we steal that from you, Carl. That's not a big deal. A little bit slower, a little less accuracy. Or that from Trunda. I can always give it back to Trunda. Hey, guest from New Zealand. How is the Shire doing today? Let's see, I don't know if that's enough accuracy. I don't know what I need on this level of Chimera. I don't know if it matters now. Right, 300 crit damage is better. The attack is a little worse. We can try it. Obviously, a better blessing would help this guy out a lot. All right, let's change the setup. So we don't want a metamorph, apparently. All right, let's try that. See what happens. Yeah, well, obviously I can't compare myself to Cruisen, but that doesn't mean that I can't take his advice, because obviously he's one of the most knowledgeable players in the game. At least that we know of. Holy moly. The stats don't start out insane. What was Cruisen hitting for? I mean, he probably had 10,000 attack and 400 crit damage and 300 speed or something stupid. I mean, those numbers aren't starting off crazy. Yeah. I mean, even those numbers aren't crazy. A million on the A3, but I can get that out of Newt that I was using before. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to do it for a Chimera for me. I might have to go back to trying to figure out a Titus team. I don't remember ever getting hit with this many debuffs. Did I mess up my Python somehow? Not gonna bother reviving Pythion. All right. So we've got a weekend. We have a defense down. This is the A3. 200K? That's not going to cut it. I mean, my Newt is doing significantly better. 140K on the A1. Is it? Hang on, hang on. Okay, we've got quite a number of buffs. Let's see. We get the increase attack from the passive. So our attack numbers should still be pretty high. Like, I don't know what we're missing here. But we're missing damage. So these numbers are not cutting it. Not for Chimera. Okay, so now we're to the lion form. I don't know if his damage is supposed to be better over time. I didn't see anything in the kit like that. Other than blessings. See, A2. Now he's not booked also. That doesn't help. Does he have to be booked? Do we get a lot of damage from the books? I didn't look at that. I got 3 books and an 811. Yeah. Okay, well, if Cruson needed a 6-star blessing +1, 420 crit damage, 8,900 attack, just to get 1,000,000 on his A3, that's not impressive because I can get about that much with my Newt. Maybe this just isn't the place for him. Does it have to be protected buffs? Where was that in his kit? I didn't read that anywhere. Because we're only getting protected buffs from Pythion, unfortunately. Well, I would love to have a Fina. I mean, if you have to have Crusen's account to get 1,000,000 just for what Newt can do already, then I don't think this is the place for him. It's not like we're killing these trials either. $16? Uh, this is the problem when you have to compare your account to guys that have every champion, all the gear in the world. I just don't think this is the place for him. I mean, just because it can be the place for him doesn't mean that it's likely to be the place for him. Like, if you have to have, it's like, Titus and Hydra. He's insane in Hydra, but you kind of have to have Wixwell. Not completely, but basically. So if like I have to have a Fina in the team, well, I don't have Fina. I probably don't have whatever other champions he's running either. Okay, this isn't doing anything like I was hoping. Oh well. Sometimes you got to try. I don't think that's going to cut it. Probably just going to put Newt back in that team. All right, where else can we try this guy? Let's see. So if I put the merciless gear back on, his attack goes up, his speed goes up, his crit damage goes down, his accuracy goes up. I kind of like the merciless better if I can just get the crit damage on the account. The problem is I just need dust for that. I need dust for everything. So that's probably what I'll end up going with. I I don't think he's an arena champion. I mean, he can be used in arena. I watched Drock use him in arena. He hits hard, but that's about it is the problem. His best place, I think, is waves. I want to try him in like a random. What's the hardest Doom Tower wave? Not that I struggle with Doom Tower, but let's see just how crazy he can get. Why not? Let's just see what he does. I don't know if I got all those presets right. We'll find out. Wait. I got the wrong team in there. How'd I do that? There we go. Not not quite clearing the waves. What if we throw in Lydia? Well, shoot. I should probably be doing that anyway. All right. What's he going to do? That's not great. See what happens when he has to use his A1. I don't know. Does he really need a blessing to be insane? Like a good blessing? This isn't like blowing my mind here. I don't know. I mean, what was Marius hitting for? Let's see. Okay, Marius is A1, like 20, 15,000. And Caldor's A1, 29,000. Maybe. Okay, what is Marius A2 hitting for? Okay. Let's set up Calamitus is A3, see what he hits for. All right. We've got defense down and weaken. We got 4 buffs on. What's his A3 going to hit for? I'm pretty good. Let me see what like my Thor was hitting for on my normal team. Like if we take him out and put Thor in, what happens? And Marius's A1 is hitting for 60k. Thor's A3 significantly higher, but he's got a 5-star blessing. Uh, I mean, he gets some extra damage from a book. Extra damage from a book. I mean, he gets 20% damage from being booked. That's not really necessary. It's nice. Same thing over here. It doesn't really affect most of his cooldowns other than his A3 on the first form. All you really need is 2 lucky books into him. I mean, maybe we see if we have better savage gear. Did my clock run out? See if we can find something better. I don't know if our attack's not high enough. Our damage isn't high enough. All right. Let's try savage. Okay, that's got crit damage with accuracy. Pretty good. We can also throw on either cruel or fatal, 2 pieces, or a couple extra pieces of merciless possibilities. Let's see if we have 3 pieces of merciless, we'd get extra crit damage and speed. That would also work. So we want attack percentage. Let's see. This is really good piece. No speed. But still. As long as we can get speed somewhere else. Now this is really good. Crit rate, crit damage, attack percentage from our Baron. Yeah, we'll steal that from Baron. No big deal. We need a good amount of crit rate from the top pieces. We're already at 267 crit damage. That's a big improvement. We're going to need a lot of crit rate. We want a lot of crit damage. We're going to need some speed. Pretty good piece. Very good piece. Let's see, we are very short on the crit rate. If we go with Fatal, we can get some extra crit rate. Let's see, we need Oh, that'd be like the perfect piece, actually. All right. So if we went with Fatal, Savage, Feral, One Piece Merciless, 220 speed, 311 crit damage, 5900 attack. I mean, it's all ending kind of the same. Our accuracy is a little low. Can we glyph anything? Get a little extra accuracy here. Get a little extra speed here. I mean, how much more can I do without a better blessing? I can get an extra 12% crit damage here when I dust that. But I've got 20% attack, 20% attack, 20% crit damage. There's not much more I can do. Like, this is kind of where I'm at. Until I get a blessing that I could throw him in the lead, would get more attack percentage. That could be something. Maybe he needs to be in the lead. And obviously I can get this up a little, but that wouldn't be game changing. All right, let's try. I have 3 mythical books. He needs 11. I just booked Empress like last month, probably June or July. But that's only going to give him 20% damage. Okay, what if... I mean, I was really expecting something insane to happen. I don't know if we can call this insane. Okay, Marius A1. Between 40 and 80,000. Caldor A3. Actually, let's see what his A1 does over to this guy here. 61 on the A1. And that's better. Still not wiping the team. All right. Marius A2. Not crazy. Okay. It does A1. Ugh. What am I missing besides a blessing? A better blessing. And Crusen's gear. I mean, it's not like this team is struggling to win. I just want better numbers from a mythical. I'll go back to my build in just a sec. Oh. And we're dead anyway. Okay. So I ended up putting him in Savage and Fatal. Slightly better numbers than I got him in Merciless or Lethal. So in his first form, with no area bonus, we got 6,000 attack, 225 speed, 311 crit damage, 271 accuracy. Now I'd try him in Hydra if I could. And we're going to get some nice bonuses for Hydra. I'm sure it'll be great for Hydra, but Hydra's not my biggest concern. But with the 1-star blessing and only having him in a coronet and not being booked, Savage doesn't count. Like, what else can I do? Okay. So we throw back on the Merciless gear. Which does give the 35% as opposed to the 25%. I do have Hatter. I do have Mikage. I have 2 Hatters built. This one has books. I don't think the second one has books. No, I didn't book him. I thought about booking the second one. Okay. Mm, yeah, Chimera is not working out. Let me try Hatter. Yeah, I could I could just about get there with a better blessing. One star is really hurting me, but it could take years to get something good. You can't buy them. You can't wish list it. Nothing. Almost every other mythical I had a better blessing for. Pretty much. I need to dust like one thing. Pretty much. Okay, what does this do? Sheesh. Squishy. All right. What's his A3 going to hit for? Eh, I don't know. Guess I'm gonna have to figure out how to set him up better on my account. But yeah, we've got. Okay, that needs to be dusted to crit damage, probably. That's good. That's good. This needs to be dusted to crit damage. That's fine. No luck there. No luck there. Um, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I can get an extra 12 crit damage there. But the crit damage on the Merciless is pretty rough. I could get another 20 there with some dust. That would get me over 300. Whoa. I don't know where I'm finding extra stats. Just by dust. I might be able to find a better shield. Be slower, but we get an extra crit damage. That's not bad. You can try that. I think the biggest issue, I mean, the gear's not great. But that can take forever to change. I mean, the bigger issue is the blessing stinks. If I could get a 6-star crushing rend, that would change everything, obviously. I mean, that's what I have on Marius. That's why Marius's numbers are crazy. I mean, my merciless gear is not amazing. I can mess around with lethal and savage, see if I can get better numbers. But he's not blowing me away yet. Probably got a lot of work to do to get him good. I don't think he's the answer for Chimera. In a couple days, I'll be able to try him out in Hydra. See if he fits on a team. If anybody was watching my Hydra runs last week, I did eventually get a run to work. Titus is pretty good. 1.75 billion on Nightmare. So Calamitus would either go on this team or this team, or make up a new team. I don't know. Clearly, I need to figure out how to set him up better. I need to tweak the gear until it's better. But doesn't seem like an automatic easy build. Really difficult without that blessing. I'm gonna have to tinker with that for a while, I think. Oh well. That's all I had planned for tonight. Obviously, I got a lot of work to do to make the Calamitus viable on my account. That's a shame. But sometimes the gear is just spread too thin. I think I'll be able to figure him out to make him useful somewhere. But I just don't have the insane gear or the blessing. I could really use a better blessing. Maybe tomorrow I will go for it. Probably not. I'll probably hold on to my soul stones, but I'll think about it. Guess we'll find out tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We tried. We got some work to do to make the Calamitus viable. Oh well. We'll see what we can figure out tomorrow night. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Weiler Wednesday. I'll be back with more Raid Shadow Legends videos. And maybe we'll figure out the Calamitus in the future. See ya.